Peace and love, beautiful people. Peace and love. Hope this video finds you vibrating high. Taking a moment to light some Palo Santo. Give it a moment, but as you can see, the title of this video, Let It Be versus Let It Go. And this is something I feel like I and many other people are faced with on a daily basis, making a decision of whether or not something is worth holding on to. And the simple answer to that is holding on is attachment. And attachment leads to disappointment. Attachment leads to suffering. And so, how do we learn how to hold on to something in a way that's healthy, in a sense? And the simplest way to answer that is to let it be, just as it is, without trying to manipulate or dictate something to be a certain way or someone to be a certain way. Really just let it be. Let that person, let that situation reveal to you what needs to be revealed so that you may learn, so that you may grow. And ultimately, all of our life experiences are here to teach us something. There is nothing that is in your path that is not purposeful. And so when we take the time to realize that if something is being presented to me, if something is here, in my path, then maybe this is meant for me. Not even maybe, this is meant for me. And noticing how we show up when something is presented to us. Do we allow it to present itself fully and wholly? Do we take the time to identify what is presenting itself? Do we take the time to dig deeper, to see if there's anything under the surface that we can learn from this? If there's something we might be holding on to that no longer serves us purposefully, positively. So let it go, letting it be versus letting it go. The way I see that is sometimes people are like, just let it go. You know, something that really matters to you, something that's really meaningful to you. How can you just let that go? Realistically. Like you can tell people, you know, oh, I forgive you, but I won't ever forget. Of course you can't forget. Why would you want to? Because then you would also forget the lesson that came with whatever circumstances presented themselves. But if you're holding on to the idea of what you think should be or what could be, rather than focusing on what is, then are you truly allowing that situation, that person, those circumstances to be as they are? So letting it be is really just surrendering your idea of control, surrendering to the flow of the divine, surrendering to growth, surrendering to healing. And if whatever we are choosing to focus on, if it isn't contributing to our growth, if it isn't contributing to our healing, if it isn't contributing to our health, what is you doing, baby? What is you doing? The time is now. The time is now. We know what we need to work on. Each of us individually, we know what needs to be healed. We know what we are holding on to in an unhealthy way because it continues to show up in our circumstances, in our situations, in our relationships. Because our relationships only come to make us aware of ourselves. So if I can be aware that this person is reflecting something that is within me, then I'm not so attached to what that person did or said, and I can let it be. And I can choose to show up and do the work for what the underlying message is or the underlying lesson. That's growth. That's evolution. That's elevation. That's the goal. So it was just on my heart to share this message that I feel has been coming up to me and to a lot of other people. We want to hold on to things so tightly. It's unable to breathe. It's unable to grow. You can't hold on to that person so much because maybe they haven't learned the lesson that they need to. And by you holding on to that, you're not allowing yourself to learn the lesson either. Whew. Hello, somebody. That's the message for me for sure. So when I surrender my limited power, my humanness to that divine power, to that divinity within me, that all-knowing, then I know that everything is aligning just as it should. And I can face whatever is in front of me with grace, with patience, with love, because that's what I feel that I am deserving and worthy of. And if anything that I'm a part of is a reflection of me, then I want to show up for myself in the most intentional ways. So that's the message today. Let it be versus let it go. Letting it go, I feel like sometimes that's realistic. And sometimes that's not responsible. Because if there's something you've actually played a role in, why it might be easier just to let it go, is that the most responsible thing? Is the most compassionate, the most intentional thing? How can I release this with intention, with compassion? Oh, I can let it be. I can let it be just as it is. And when we love others just as they are, I feel like they're more encouraged and inspired to be more of themselves, a better version of themselves. In the same breath, I will say, don't allow your love to become slavery. That's what I've had to teach myself. Don't allow your love to become slavery. One more time for the people in the back. Don't allow your love to become slavery. Know your worth. As Nina Simone said, you got to recognize when love is no longer being served. You have to learn to get up from the table when love is no longer being served. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Breathe. Take as many breaths as you need. Take as much space and time as you need. But don't harness resentment. Don't harness regret. Don't harness anything that doesn't allow you to let something be in a peaceful state. Because then that means your peace is disturbed. And that's not a great feeling. So, yeah. Would you rather have peace or would you rather be right? I know what I choose. So, that's the message for the day. I'm going to keep this on my page so you can come back and watch it whenever you want to. I hope you enjoyed it. I will definitely be coming on here live more, at least once a week, and just sharing some of my experiences, some of my reflections, some of the messages that Spirit guides me to share, and some of the things that I find myself talking about repeatedly throughout the day. And I'm realizing, okay, this needs to be available and accessible. So I'll be doing more of that. For those of you who caught this live, thank you for joining in. If you're catching it on replay, thank you for watching it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, night, evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your time and space with me. Until next time, peace.